Okay. I first made this presentation to the Stamp Club in Paris. I'm not dropping names. This is just the way it is. In 2014. So here's the title page, mostly in French. Many of the exhibit pages are in French. I have never remounted it after that. Some of the newer stuff I added is in English, but I'm going to give you the presentation in English rather than French. So we'll go from there. There are three express companies operating in Mexico during the period of 1885 to 1907, just before the Mexican Revolution. These were Wells Fargo from 1883, Mexican National Express from 1883, and Hidalgo Express from 1891. Wells Fargo was the largest and served the western half of Mexico. I see my pointer here. This is all Wells Fargo. This whole thing goes down around here all the way over to the edge of Central America. And then the second largest in terms of area served was National Express. And that was this larger vertical cross section, or crosshatch section here. It served northeast Mexico from Mexico City north up to the Texas border. There's Laredo, for instance, Brownsville. And then the smallest company was Hidalgo Express. It served a small piece of Mexico extending from Mexico City east to the Gulf of Mexico. So right down in here is Mexico City. They all three of them served Mexico City. And then Hidalgo Express went over to the Gulf over on here. I should add here that there were several, perhaps 10 or more, stagecoach lines operating within Mexico at this time, in this time period. Some carried mail on an unscheduled basis. None issued printed envelopes for the carriage of mail. It's been said that there is one other company that printed envelopes. There's only one been seen. So it's not a biggie. Initially, the three companies sent their envelopes pre-printed with their logo and the rate information to the Mexican government printing office for the printing of the stamp being printed on the then current Mexico postal stationery. In 1899, Wells Fargo started printing their logo and weight rate information onto the then current Mexican postal stationery. The rates for Wells Fargo and the National Express were based on the weight of the article being sent. The rate for Hidalgo Express was fixed, initially at 15 centavos in 1892 and then reduced to 10 centavos in 1895. The sender paid the Mexican postage as well as the express charges. The three companies received letters and parcels from their various offices throughout Mexico. The mail was then generally, a lot of noise going on there. The mail was then generally transported by train to the express company office nearest the final destination. If train travel was not possible for the final destination, stagecoach and horseback were used. We'll start with the Hidalgo Express, the smallest of the three companies. It was operated by Ramon Riverol and his four brothers. It operated from 1891 to 1900 and was succeeded by the Interoceanic Express from 1900 to 1909. The express mail was primarily carried on the Hidalgo and Northeastern Railroad and the Interoceanic Railroad and the Schwanpe Railway. They served an area about 200 kilometers wide from Mexico City eastward to the Gulf of Mexico. Starting in 1892, there were 7 different logo and paper colors, resulting in 13 different combinations. I'll show you 7 of these. The express rate is 15 centavos, and the postage rate is 10 centavos. It's the numeral stamp, and all of these are for service within Mexico. So here you can see this is the rate. This is the 15 centavos for the express and the 10 centavo numeral stamp for the postage. So here we have on the top one, it's a black logo on gray granite paper. The cancellation is by the Express Company. On the bottom here, we have a blue logo on gray granite paper. Here we have the black logo on cream wove paper. Could I ask that whoever's clanging the dishes to mute themselves? That's really distracting. Thank you. And then on the bottom here, lost my cursor, we have the black logo on white wove paper. Here we have a dark brown logo on white wove paper and a black logo on dark buff laid paper. And you'll notice it's a slightly larger envelope. It's 160 by 91 millimeters. This is more the standard size, so it's just slightly bigger. And the last of these type is this is a black logo on dark buff laid paper. And that's envelope's a little bit larger than the previous one. That's 165 millimeters by 93. In 1895, the transportation series of stamps was introduced, and Hidalgo changed their envelopes to include these stamps. Okay, notice here we have the numeral. There's the transportation series. There are 2 different logo colors and 3 different paper colors. Shown here and on the next slide are 3 of the possible combinations. So on the top one, we have the brown violet logo on rose laid paper. And the bottom one is chocolate logo on rose laid paper. And believe me, you have to put the 2 of them together to notice that there's different, because the brown violet and chocolate look a whole heck of a lot the same. You notice that each of these covers is creased and missing part of the cancel. Frequently in this express mail, they were stuff that was just stacked up, and the item on top got canceled. In this particular case, this one was creased. It folded over right here, and this one was folded over here. Don't know why, but it's why lots of times you'll see, for instance, this piece on the bottom has no address, but it's got all the cancellations. So it was probably just something they threw on top. It may not even been a mail. It's just something that they could put a cancellation on. That happened quite frequently. And then the top one is the last one in that same rate. These are 15 centavos express and 10 centavos postage. And over here we have brown violet logo, brown violet logo on yellow laid paper. And then in late 1895, the express rate was reduced to 10 centavos and the postage rate was reduced to 5 centavos. So there's 4 different logo colors and 12 different paper colors. And shown here, I've shown you 9 of the combinations. So here we went from, there's the 15 centavos. We went from 10 centavos stamp to 5. And so on the bottom one here, we have the black logo on light blue wove paper. Here we have the black logo on dark blue laid paper. The black logo on pale yellow laid paper. There's the olive brown logo on pale yellow laid paper. The black logo on brown yellow laid paper. The black logo on dark orange laid paper. It's orange. It never looks like it on the computer. And the black on the bottom is the black logo on yellow buff laid paper. And then we have black logo on yellow buff coarse laid paper, and the black logo on blue green coarse laid paper. I love these things. They're a little hard to find. They're not terribly expensive, but they are hard to find. But I love them for all their colors. Then we go to the Mexican National Express. This was the middle-sized company. They provided express service in a 300-kilometer wide area from Mexico City north to the Texas border. It operated from about 1883, but did not print its own envelopes until about 1892. At this time, the rates were for a half ounce, 15 centavos express and 10 centavos postage. For 1 ounce, it was 25 centavos express and 20 centavos postage. And from 1895, there was also a 2 ounce rate. It's 50 centavos for express and 40 centavos for postage. I should go back and explain this one. This is the letter for the 1 ounce rate. You can see here, this is the rate line. And it says 1 ounce, and I think it says 20 grams. The rate is here. This is the 20 centavos express, and this is the 20 centavos stamp. Excuse me, it's 25 centavos express and 20 centavos for the postage.
Awesome, 25. Okay.
Here we have, this is the half ounce rate, 15 centavos express and 10 centavos postage. The envelope was pre-printed for 1 ounce, but this rate did not but the rate did not exist for 1 ounce. So the correct half ounce weight was hand stamped over the 1 ounce line. So that's what this whole business is. It's pre-printed for 1 ounce, but then they overprinted it a half ounce and 15 grams. And there's the 10 centavo stamp there. And then the one on the bottom is the same rate as the previous, but the express rate was 15 centavos is hand stamped in the logo. So that's right here. It was pre-printed blank, and they hand stamped it with the express rate. And also I'll point out that right there and right there, it says, here it says Laredo route, and on the bottom one it says Laredo Ruta. So the route would be the English, and the Ruta, R-U-T-A, is the Spanish. Here we have the 1 ounce rate, 25 centavos express, which is hand stamped right over here, and 20 centavos postage, and in here it says Laredo Ruta. This is the 2 ounce rate, 50 centavos express, and it's hand stamped right there. And 40 centavos, excuse me, 40 centavos postage. That's 220s, obviously. And here again, this new express rate started 1895, and it's labeled Ruta, Laredo Ruta. At the bottom, late in 1895, the postage rate was reduced from 10 centavos per half ounce to 5 centavos for half ounce. The express rate was also reduced. Shown here, we have the half ounce rate, 10 centavos express, right there, and 5 centavos postage. We've seen this on the other route. Excuse me. And that's all pre-printed. Excuse me a minute. Excuse me. Here we have the half ounce rate, 10 centavos express and 5 centavos postage. This is the same 10 centavos express 1 ounce envelope that was overprinted earlier. In this case, the express rate and the half ounce weight were overprinted with new values, and then it was sent to the Mexican government for the 5 centavo stamp impression. That's this guy here. On the bottom, we have the 1 ounce rate, 15 centavos express and 10 centavos postage. That's the same overprinted envelope we had previously, and now they redid it again. So here we went from 1 ounce to a half ounce and back to 1 ounce again. Makes for a challenging collection. Okay, Wells Fargo is an old American company started in 1852 by Henry Wells and William Fargo for banking and express service in California. Wells Fargo started express service in Mexico in about 1883. Their first express envelopes were in 1885. And from the map, we saw that the Wells Fargo provided express service throughout most of Mexico. They pretty much covered the country. Wells Fargo was the largest express company in Mexico. Because Wells Fargo was so large, lasted the longest, and also delivered to the United States and Europe, analysis for their envelopes is the most complicated. So going forward, I'll show you here the envelopes by year and destination and rate. So we have here the one on top is to the United States, and that's what it says here. It says the half ounce, and it's to the Los Estados Unidos exclusivamente, U.S. exclusively. So it's the 15 centavos, and Wells Fargo put their franking right here. It's 15 centavos express and 6 centavos postage. Down the bottom, this is within Mexico. This was the United States. This was within Mexico. It's the half ounce rate, 15 centavos express and 10 centavos for postage. Most places, their domestic rate was cheaper than the foreign. Mexico, for a while, was turned around. Here we have to the United States. It says right over here, Estados Unidos. This is the 1 ounce, 25 centavos express and 12 centavos postage, obviously on a large envelope format. Here we have the half ounce rate to Europe, 15 centavos express and 12 centavos postage. This is the 1 ounce rate to Europe, 35 centavos express and 24 centavos postage. So it's obviously two 12s up here. And the 35 centavos was overprinted on a 25 centavos envelope. So right in here, in the pre-printed franc was 25 centavos. They have overprinted it in red to 35 to make this this 1 ounce rate. Here we have the half ounce rate to Europe. These are sort of the same. 20 centavos express and 12 centavos postage. To meet the new express rate in 1886, 1885 envelopes were overprinted with the new 20 centavos rate. You can see that the overprinting right here and right here. And there's also 2 different overprints for the weight and destination line, and also in 2 different colors. Here it's kind of I guess it's mostly in red. And here the line is considerably longer, and it's also actually it's shorter, and the 20 centavos is tacked on the end here, rather than over here. In 1886, the postage rates to the United States and Europe changed, and a new stamp was introduced. So we have now the numeral stamp. These changes are reflected in the following envelopes. So what you see here is this is the half ounce rate within Mexico, 15 centavos express and 10 centavos postage. The upper envelope for use in Mexico was used to the United States. See, it says here, República Mexicana exclusivamente. Went to San Francisco. The lower envelope is the proper usage. It's supposed to be used in Mexico, and in fact, it went to Mexico. And there's 2 different lengths of the weight destination line. See, this one is fairly short, a little smaller type. This one's quite a bit longer. Here we have the 1 ounce rate within Mexico, 25 centavos express and 20 centavos postage. This is the 2 ounce rate to the United States, 50 centavos express and 20 centavos postage. So there's the 20. The envelope, the 25 centavo envelope, was overprinted, and this says 50 here. This is the 1 ounce rate to Europe, 35 centavos express and 20 centavos postage. So the original, I think it's the 15 centavos. I can't get there. 15 centavos preprint is X'd out, and we now have 35 centavos to make up that rate. And these 2 are the same as the previous one, but we just have different kinds of overprints. Here they've overprinted the rate almost right on top of where it was originally. Here they've exited out and it's way in the heck out here. And there's two different colors and types and lengths for the weight and destination line. Here we have the 1 ounce rate to Europe, 25 centavos express, 20 centavos postage. And the 25 centavos express has been overprinted to 30 over in here. So the 25 who's in here has been X'd out, and we have 30 over here. And you notice that the indicia for Wells Fargo is out here in the middle. This thing was obviously run through the printing press, the setting for the small envelopes. There was, if you chop this thing off right here, you'd have the small envelope size. So they just didn't put it where it belongs. I guess they didn't care. And here we have, I want to go back and show you. See the color of the stamp changed. In 1887, the color of the Mexican stamp changed from a lilac brown to red, but the 1886 rates did not change. So here on top and bottom, we've got the within Mexico half ounce, 15 centavos express and 10 centavos postage. There's two different colors for the weight destination line. Here we have red on top and pretty much a blue here on the bottom. Here we have the 1 ounce within Mexico, 25 centavos express and 20 centavos postage. And again, two different colors of the weight and destination lines. Here it's in red and it's long. This one's in kind of violet and it's only as long as the Wells Fargo indicia. This is the 2 ounce rate within Mexico. So it's 50 centavos, express, 40 centavos postage. And so we get 40 centavos with two 20s. And interesting, it's supposed to be 50 centavos express, and that's 25 there was supposed to be blocked out and 50 in place. There is no 50 any place. I don't believe that shows up in the catalog listing. Here we have we have again a 3 for. These are all the same. This is the same, only different. To the United States, it's a half ounce rate, 15 centavos express and 5 centavos postage. So we have 3 different weight destination styles. This is very long and pretty much blue, I think violet. There we've got it in red, a long red on the top and a short red on the bottom. Here we have the 1 ounce rate to the United States, 25 centavos express and 10 centavos postage. And again, we've got the envelope printed set for the small size. Here we have the 1 ounce rate to the US again, 25 centavos express and 10 centavos postage. The red Mexico weight and destination line is overprinted by a red United States weight and destination line. So the envelope was originally destined to be used for Mexico. Within Mexico, it was changed so they could use it to the United States. In 1892, the express rates were lowered and the postage rates stayed the same. So here we have the half ounce rate within Mexico, 15 centavos express and 10 centavos postage. And it's on a Colombian exposition envelope. It says here 1492 Emisión Colombiana 1902. Excuse me, 1892. 1492, 1892. Here we have the half ounce rate to the United States, 10 centavos express and 5 centavos postage. This is an 1886-87 envelope revalued for the new 10 centavos express rate. And a note to myself, I need to do some research on this express company hand stamp in the lower left-hand corner. I don't know where that is. I believe that was applied in San Francisco. I want to do some research and find out who the hell that is. It's some messenger service. And being a carriers and local collector also, that one's kind of got me interested. I discovered that while I was writing this thing up. And then one on the bottom, again, it's the half-ounce rate, 10 centavos express and 5 centavos postage. These are basically the same. Here we have the half-ounce rate to the US, 10 centavos express, 5 centavos postage. And again, we're on a, on a Columbian Expedition envelope. Top and bottom, this is the half-ounce rate to 1 ounce rate to the US, 20 centavos postage express and 10 centavos postage. But we have two different colors of weight destination line overprints. It's hard to see. The one on the bottom is blue and the one on top is violet. This pre-pricing at 20 centavos appears to be the same. Don't often see that. This is the 1 ounce rate to the US, 20 centavos express and 10 centavos postage. And here's the upcharge on the express company, express rate. This is again the 1 ounce rate to the US. It's the same rate, but a different overprint on the large envelope. And the 1886-87 envelope was revalued for the new express rate. So we have the 20 up here and then redirected here. This is the 2 ounce rate to the United States, 40 centavos express, and in this case is the 50 centavos express is blocked out. Okay, that was, I think it's originally a 25 centavos envelope. It was repriced at 50, that's crossed out, and 40 is the new rate over here. On the top, we have a half-ounce rate to Europe, 15 centavos express and 10 centavos postage. On the bottom, it's the same. But in this case, they've gone all over the map with the overprint on the rate. They went from 15 cents to 15 centavos to 20 centavos and back to 15 centavos. And here we only have a partial imprint of some of the one of the cancellations. Obviously something was sitting on top of this thing and got most of the cancellation. This is the 1 ounce rate to Europe, 30 centavos express and 20 centavos postage. This envelope was originally printed for 25 centavos express and 20 centavos postage. 1 ounce, that's the 1 ounce within Mexico. The express rate was then revalued to 35 centavos for the 1 ounce European rate. Later, the express rate was again revalued to 30 centavos for the 1892 express rate. So this thing was all over the map. Started at 20, I think at 25, and then it was overprinted to 30 and then to 35. This is the 1 ounce rate to Europe, 30 centavos express and 20 centavos postage. This envelope originally had a printed express rate of 15 centavos. There was never a 15 centavos express and 20 centavos postage rate combination. The envelope was revalued to 30 centavos express for the 1892 rates. In 1895, express rates and some postage rates were lowered and a new series of stamps was issued. See, now we're back to the transportation series. Come on, here and here. So on the top here, this is the half ounce rate within Mexico. 15 centavos express and 10 centavos postage. There's the 15, there's the 10. The new express rate was 10 centavos. Perhaps this, I mean, it's printed 15, but the rate was actually 10. So my thinking is maybe this envelope was printed for use with the old rate. But anyhow, there you have it. And on the bottom, it's the half ounce rate within Mexico. It's the same as previous, but a 10 centavos stamp is added where the imprinted stamp is missing. And it's also for the old express rate. So right here, this is a stamp applied. It's that same stamp that's pre-printed, but it's a stamp applied because there's nothing underneath it. It's kind of an oddball there. So this, now we get to within Mexico or to the United States, now has the same rate. So this is a half ounce, 10 centavos express, 5 centavos postage. On this envelope, the rates include usage either within Mexico or the US, but the weight destination line is missing. There should be a line under here that says what the weight and destination is, and it's flat out missing. That is not listed in the catalog. And on the bottom is the correct printing of that, and that was this is pre-printed. I get that right? Yeah. So here we have the 1 ounce rate within Mexico, 15 centavos express and 10 centavos postage. The weight line has been changed manually from a half ounce to 1 ounce. And this is not listed in the catalog either. So right there, underneath that 1 in red ink, there's a half that was pre-printed, and so it's been re-rated. And on the bottom, we have the rate within Mexico, 25 cents, 1 ounce, 25 centavos express and 20 centavos postage. This was the rate combination as of 1892. Perhaps this envelope was printed for use with the old rates. Don't know. This envelope was printed for 10 centavos express and 20 centavos postage. That was never a valid rate combination. Here we have within Mexico or to the United States, the 1 ounce rate, 15 centavos express and 10 centavos postage. The weight destination line has been hand stamped twice, and the "y a los Estados Unidos" was added later. So here on the top, it says to be used in Mexico, and down here they said, and they've added an "and in the United States." And here's the opposite of it. This one was originally destined for US usage, and they've added "y en la República Mexicana," so to make it go both ways. So on here we have, again, within Mexico or the United States, it's the 1 ounce. It's the same as the previous envelope, but the added wording of, did I lose myself? No, sorry. Wrong, I got misplaced. This is the half ounce rate to the United States. Yeah. 10 centavos express and 5 centavos postage. But we have here on this bottom envelope, this one is destined for the United States, and it's used to Mexico. So it's used in Mexico. The rate's correct, but it's the wrong envelope. Here we have the 2 ounce rate to the United States, 40 centavos express and 20 centavos postage. The 1892 rate envelope has been overprinted to agree with the 1895 rates. So here's the overprint. Get my cursor. There's the overprint here to the 40 centavos express. Yeah, I'm out of, that's what that one was. Okay. Late in 1895, there came a new issue of the Mexican postal stationery, the Eagle coat of arms, and this necessitated another change in the express company envelopes. The express and postage rates did not change. With the introduction of the Eagle coat of arms envelope, the Wells Fargo logo also had the weight destination line pre-printed. So on this one, we have within Mexico or the United States, which is what all of this verbiage says here, 15 grams. That's 10 centavos express, 5 centavos postage. The weight destination line is in italics. The value in the logo, come on, cursor. The value in here says 10 CTVO. That would be the abbreviation for centavos in Spanish. And this one on the top, we've got the same envelope, 15 grams within Mexico, 10 centavos express, 5 centavos postage. So the weight destination line, again, is in italics. The value in the logo now says 10 CTS. So it would be cents in English. And this change was made in 1900. And the bottom, within Mexico or to the United States, 15 grams, 10 centavos express, and 5 centavos postage. The weight destination line down here is in vertical block type, and the value in the logo is 10 CTS. On the top, we have within Mexico only 15 grams, 10 centavos express, and 5 centavos postage. The value in the logo is 10 CTS. And on the bottom, within Mexico or the United States, 30 grams, 15 centavos express, and 10 centavos postage. And the value in the logo is 15 CTS. Here we have 15 grams within Mexico, so 10 centavos express and 5 centavos postage. And up in the corner card here, in Spanish, I'll give you the English translation of it. If not called for in blank days, return to blank. So we've all seen that in our own envelopes too, early US. And that was printed, that was pre-printed, and it's printed in the same color as the stamp was printed. And that's it. What kind of, let's see what kind of time I got here. I can't spend, I can maybe take a couple of questions, but not many. I have to run. Are there any questions?
I have a
Questions,
question.
folks? Bob Toll?
Yes, thank you. You may have mentioned it earlier. I've seen many Mexican Wells Fargo envelopes going to the US, and they have a US stamp on them as well as the Mexican indicia, usually a 2-cent stamp. And I always thought that was because it was carried on a post road in the United States. But the ones you were showing don't have a US stamp on it.
That's correct. The postage paid it all away.
Because I'm trying to figure out why some of them have US stamps on them coming from Mexico. And
it might have been
most
later.
don't.
It might have been later. They might have been forwarded. I don't know the answer to that.
So in your opinion, they shouldn't need that.
Well, what's the dating on them?
1890s,
Okay.
1892, 94.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know what that convention was. I know, obviously you showed several color covers there that went to California. There was no additional postage
Right.
on those things.
They were just clean, yeah.
Well, this was expressed, and it might have been different than if they went through the postal system. Now you said they were Wells Fargo envelopes.
Yes,
So
and they had the
presumably
Mexican
they were
indicia.
carried by Wells Fargo, and I would have thought that they would have got to the destination without further postage.
Anytime I ask somebody, they tell me that if if Wells Fargo had to use a post road to get the envelope to where it was going, i.e. a post office, then you had to have a 2-cent stamp.
I think that's probably true.
Okay.
In other words, if they were taking it from office to office. And theoretically, you know, for instance, San Francisco, that wasn't delivered there. It was probably listed as the person had to call for it at the Wells Fargo office. But if they actually sent it someplace else, yeah, I would see where the necessity of further U.S. postage.
I get your drift. I think that's a good explanation.
I have basically the same question because I have a mint one with the U.S. 2 cents embossed stamp in the envelope, but the green in the Spanish for the Wells Fargo.
With the U.S. pre-printed stamp,
Yes,
that was for use within the United States.
even with,
Originated in the United States.
but,
so
but with the Mexican Wells Fargo in Spanish.
That's probably true, and it probably went to Mexico. But having started in the U.S. and some other post office, they needed that U.S. postage.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Dick, on slide 38, you mentioned about the Columbian Expo.
Yeah.
There's a notation. What was that about?
Well, that was just, I think, probably just advertising, Paul.
Okay.
The Columbian Exposition. This was 1892. And I
So
don't
they would have paid like the express company to put it on there as an advertisement or something like that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dick, when did you start collecting these, and how did you get interested in this in the first place?
Oh, it's a goofy story. As you all know, I'm a stamp appraiser, and many years ago, probably 20 years ago, I had a fairly large collection to appraise. And then when I got all done, the owner said, well, would you sell this for me? A lot of it was easy to sell. It was a good U.S. collection. I sold it, but I had two ratty looking big brown envelopes full of postal stationery, one from Mexico, one from India. There were maybe 24 items in each of the envelopes. I was going to a stamp show, the APS show in Chicago. I took those with me. I sold the envelope full of India postal stationery 5 minutes after I got to the show. I spent the whole weekend trying to shop around and sell that in Mexico, and I couldn't sell it. So I ended up taking it home with me, and I said, oh, the hell with it. I think I appraised it as a couple $100. I just gave the owner $200 for it, and I kept it. There were a lot of stuff. Some stuff was mounted on some pages. Some stuff was loose. And I just started the collection from there and started adding to it. And so it went from a couple of dozen covers. I now have a 10-frame exhibit of the stationery of Mexico. 10 times 16 times 2. That's a lot of damn covers. And I have a 3-frame exhibit of just the Express Company. The Express Company stuff can be a little pricey. Most of these Wells Fargo covers go for a minimum of $100 a piece.
Whoa.
They should, I don't know that they should, but I remember I went to the once every 10 year show in London, probably 20 years ago, and kind of took a shopping list of things, and I had a list of my Wells Fargo covers, and I stopped at a dealer's booth that had a bunch of Wells Fargo stuff, and he had a boatload of it. But fortunately, everything he had, I had, because he really wanted some nasty prices. They were looking like 100 pounds, and at that time, the pound was about $1.50, and so I didn't have to spend any money there, and I was really, really happy with that. Any other questions?
Dick, I couldn't help but notice the meager addresses that were on some of those envelopes. Any comments on that?
Well, two comments really. On some of them had no address on them,
Yes.
and I explained that because that was just one that was stuck on the top of a stack, and it got canceled. But some of them too, you know, the same as was true here in the United States. In some of these small towns, in that time frame, everybody knew everybody, and so you could just put down the person's name, and it got delivered to them, or it was in the post office, and they advertised it. And then the person would have to come in and pick up his mail. But usually it was sufficient just to have a town and a name.
The
That
other,
works today, but
the other thing I noticed was some beautiful handwriting.
Mhm.
yeah, some of it is. Some of it's pretty sloppy too.
Yes, a little bit of both.
Yeah, right.
And Dick, why the Express? Was this for areas not covered by the Mexican post office, or is it for special services, hand delivery, or?
I think it was for timeliness, strictly for timeliness. And you know, somebody like Wells Fargo, they were all over the doggone place. And it was probably more reliable than the Mexican mail, although I don't know that for true. But I suspect it was done for speed. Because I mean, you're paying almost as much and sometimes more than
Oh, yeah.
the postage. So you had to want to do it.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay, can I go home?
I'm gonna say, we thank you very much, Dick. It was
Dick?
very, very good. And we know that, you know, they don't know, but the pressure that you're under to get this thing done, having come home just a short time ago from France and your exciting adventures there. So we do thank you. We
Okay,
look forward to it.
and you guys
And,
think about somebody providing a program in Lebanon. We'd be happy to
We
have you.
will, I know where everybody lives, so we
Yeah,
will get
Take-
that done.
take care. Thanks.
I
Thank
can
you.
do one at some time.
Thank you.
We need to connect.
Yeah.
Mike Pass.
Great.
Yeah,